calling Farmers. Your call may be monitored and recorded. Hi, thank you for calling Farmers Customer Service. This is a recorded line. This is Leslie speaking. How can I help you? Hi, Leslie. I would like to give Jonathan authorization to speak on my behalf for my life insurance policy. Okay, no problem. Mr. Jonathan, how can I help?
Hi. What company is this again?
This is Farmers Insurance.
And what kind of life insurance policy does she have?
Anastasia has a whole life insurance policy.
Whole life. Okay, and how long has it been open? When did she open the policy?
The policy was issued on January 15th, 2018.
Okay, so about 7 years. And how much money has she paid into the policy so far?
The total premiums paid is $44,500 even.
Okay, and if she had an emergency today, how much cash value is available to use?
So $10,245.63 is available as cash value.
So she's put in over $44,000 and only has a little over $10,000, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Anastasia, were you aware that you only have a little over $10,000 to use out of the 44 grand that you put in?
No, the agent actually told me whatever I put in is what I can pull out.
So, Leslie, if she does take the money out of the policy, she has to take it out in the form of a loan, I would assume. Is there any interest that has to be paid on that loan?
Yes, sir. The loan interest is 8%.
8%, okay. And who does that interest get paid to? Does it get paid like to herself as kind of like her own bank, or does it get paid to farmers? Who does that get paid to?
It goes to farmers.
Farmers. Okay, Anastasia, were you aware that you have to pay farmers interest to use your own money?
No, I wasn't aware that I had to pay a loan, let alone pay it to the company.
Let's say she does take a loan out and doesn't pay it back and doesn't take care of the interest. What would happen to the policy long range?
So if it's not repaid, the death benefit is going to be reduced by the loan amount.
Okay. And would that mean that the policy will lapse in the future?
Yes, sir. Eventually it will lapse.
Anastasia, were you aware of that? That if you do end up taking a loan, you never pay it back, that you're going to lose your coverage and all the money you paid into it?
So if I put in the $44,000, will I basically get that money back if the policy lapses, or is that all the money gone? No, ma'am. So if the policy lapses, then it terminates the policy. This is ridiculous.
And by the way, Leslie, you're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you so much for helping us, okay? Let's say, so how much life insurance does she have? What's her face amount?
So the face amount is $500,000 death benefit.
Okay, so she has a $500,000 death benefit and she has $10,000 in cash value, okay? God forbid something does happen. Are you guys going to pay out $510,000 or just the $500,000?
It would be just the $500,000 face amount.
So then you guys keep the $10,000 in cash value?
Yeah.
This kid can tell if you have heart disease in just 7 seconds. And he's not even a doctor. Meet Siddharth Nandyala, a 14-year-old Indian prodigy living in Texas, America. He noticed that the biggest cause of death globally is heart disease, claiming 18 million lives every year. But regular tests only find out about heart problems when it's already too late to fix them. So Siddharth decided to build a tool to find the disease earlier before it's too late. And the crazy thing is, this tool is his phone. Yup, no x-rays, no expensive ECG machines, just his phone and an AI app. Basically, Siddharth developed an app that can record your heart sounds, analyze them, and diagnose your heart condition all in just 7 seconds. It's 96% accurate and has been tested on over 15,000 people in the US and India. Siddharth shows us that you can save millions of lives and make the world a better place with just a little bit of technology and a whole lot of brains.
What is this?
Right on top.
What?
Dump the whole bag. Fries, tater tots, American cheese. So some people are going to say, who do you make this for? Well, I make this for children.
That is why our kids are fat, sick, and unhealthy. That is why your kid has behavioral problems. That is why adults are diabetic and fat. This is crazy. And the part that gets me the most here is that she says,
people are going to say, Miss Lady, this is really unhealthy. Well, then just eat a smaller slice.
we know from metabolic ward studies that these processed foods make you hungrier. They make your kids hungrier. They're designed to make you hungry to crave more of them. And adults who eat this kind of thing are not going to be able to eat less of it. We know very clearly that food restriction, calorie restriction fails long-term for weight loss. Yes, you can lose weight short-term eating less of anything, but long-term caloric restriction fails, food portioning fails. Very clearly, the best way to lose weight long-term is to eat higher quality food, not this garbage. And feeding this to your kids is just a recipe for health disasters for them and bad behavior.
The most dangerous food for your heart is not sugar. It's not the processed meat. It's not even the saturated fat. It is something much more dangerous, and it's sitting in every kitchen around the world. This food is heavily processed. Contains a substance that's also found in gasoline. Smells awful. It's very sticky, and it's rusting out your organs and your blood vessels from the inside. Puts a massive strain on your heart and leaves you vulnerable to a heart attack at any moment. You don't want to be one step away from a heart attack and not even know it. These toxins are so aggressive that it can take up to 2 years for your body to expel them out. The most dangerous food for your heart is the unsaturated fat. It's found in the so-called vegetable oils or seed oils. And these toxins get into your body, they turn into thick, sticky sludge. They cling to your organs, clog your blood vessels, and they block your blood flow. They raise your blood pressure, wear out your heart, and it puts you right at the edge of a heart attack. And it doesn't stop there. These toxins also trigger inflammation in your heart, which can turn into fibrosis over time. Can spread to your liver, kidneys, lungs, and even your your brain. If you're consuming these oils, watch out for signs: chest pain, feeling of heavy legs, high blood pressure, or feeling tired even after sleeping for 8 hours a night. But I have good news for you. There is a natural solution. Your doctor can prescribe it to you. It's in the PDR. It's been around for over 30 years. It has a clinical backing of over 65 studies, one of which is from the Cleveland Clinic, the #1 heart health institute in the world. Not in just 1 year, for multiple years. Conclusion of their study was that if used regularly, it has the potential to significantly reduce the risk of a cardiovascular event. It melts away these toxins, cleans out your organs and your blood vessels, and help your body flush it all out. And it's so simple to use. You take it before your meal, lunch, and dinner, and you give it a go for a good 90 days. It's not gonna happen overnight. First month is just the adjustment period. By about 90 days, you're gonna have measurable results. Ask your doctor to run the labs for you at the beginning and 3 months in, and you compare. And maybe you can end up even teaching your doctor a thing or two, because they have it in their resource. PDR is the physician's desk reference. They use it to prescribe medications, but this is not a medication. This is a nutraceutical, and because of its clinical backing, it's found its way to this reference. I bet you your doctor doesn't even know it's there. If you want to try it, I've put the link in my profile, and that link even gives you a discount code and a 90-day money-back guarantee. So it's a no-brainer. There's nothing to risk by giving it a try. The risk is actually in the opposite.
Big food brands are making changes to their products as the Trump administration pushes to make America healthy again. So take a look. We start with General Mills. They're removing artificial food dyes from U.S. cereals and the foods that they send to our schools, K through 12 schools. That's going to happen by next summer. This is going to happen by the end of 2027. They're removing all artificial dyes completely by the end. Like I said, it's 2027. They make Trick cereal, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cheerios, Rice Chex, the things that are probably in your pantry. Also, Kraft and Heinz, they're saying goodbye to the artificial dyes by the end of 2027. Includes Jell-O, Capri Suns, Kool-Aid, and Crystal Light. Then the In-N-Out Burger, they removed artificial dyes from strawberry shakes and pink lemonade, and they replaced it with the beet juice and turmeric instead. Their focus is on the red 40 and the yellow 5. Also, the high fructose corn syrup, they're replacing that with natural sugar. Then let's take Steak and Shake. Instead, they're using the beef tallow fat. We've heard RFK Jr. talk a lot about this. Instead of the vegetable oils to make their french fries, their onion rings, and their chicken tenders. And the tallow fat, it's still unsaturated, but it is a lot healthier than the heavily processed seed oils. Then all the spices in your cabinets. McCormick, many of those in my cabinet are made by this brand. Working to remove artificial food dyes and sodiums. Their focus is on the red dye #3, which has been linked to cancer concerns.
Northern states have over twice the cancer of the southern states. Blacks don't sunbathe. They have 3 times the cancer.
They have to work.
But the blacks in Africa, they're naked on the beach and they're beautiful. And the one thing they don't have is cancer is missing. And then you have the scientists explaining why. They say that the vitamin D breaks down the cancer telomere. It kills the cancer instantly. They also say that the vitamin D allows you to absorb 20 times as much calcium, which floods your body with oxygen. And Otto Warburg said that oxygen will terminate the cancer. So we not only know that the sun prevents cancer, we know that it totally eliminates cancer.
Okay.
The sun just doesn't give them vitamin D. It gives them the hormones they need to survive. When you're in the sun, you produce calcitonin and melatonin and serotonin and inositol triphosphate. You produce 100 chemicals, all of which keep you young, healthy, and sexy. So you want to be in the sun. If you take a plant out of the sun, it dies. People die for the same reason. God knew what he was doing. He gave us the sun, said put the plants in the sun, but stay with them.